Safety first. As per the last census, the Indian workforce is over 400 million strong. By 2024, that number could very well cross 600 million, a 39.1% of the total Indian population. Over 42% work in heavy industries, use heavy machines, cope industrial hazards. A 17% of India's GDP comes from manufacturing industries. Safety is the first aid of the uninjured. Safety tops all the priorities in industrial sector. Worldwide, we have 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of work-related illnesses annually. 6,000 die every day. Safety is a challenge. Be it any industry, organization, or an employee, everyone needs to be safe. Humans do, machines do. Industrial safety parameters are getting complex with each passing day. Elimination of industrial hazards is a dire necessity. Prevention of work-related injury is a prerequisite. Ask Abhinav Dar, a manager from one of the Fortune 100 companies, who lost his employee to a fatal industrial accident. His workers lost morale. His company lost productivity by 20%. Questions stare right into our eyes. How to be safe? What is the solution? Who can keep us safe? Well, maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. Maybe God can, but we try too. We provide solutions. We help keep the industry safe and give you round-the-clock visibility of your assets. We are the Hacklab Solutions. We follow a 360-degree approach, considering all the three dimensions of safety implementation: management, machines, and workers. With advancement of AI, next-gen automation is all about machines and humans coexisting, each taking care of the other. Our aim, hence, is safety for productivity. We use IoT hardware integration with sharp AI edge processing, real-time environment monitoring, data insights, and worker safety profiling. We estimate risk, employ professionals, analyze scenarios, and provide solutions. Our systems can predict failures, warn you, and take action. Our suite of tracker products cater to major Fortune 500 companies and several industrial sectors ranging from FMCG, logistics, mining to metals, and manufacturing. Our safety product verticals include collision avoidance system, pedestrian alert system, AI-based compliance monitoring, safety interlocks, and smart traffic management system. Our security product verticals include tracker tags, smart tracker cam, tracker PA system. We have been recognized as the best Indian startup in the automation domain by Technovation Awards conducted by India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, IESA. We won the award for the Best Company and Innovation Showcase category by SIC IT Kanpur. We have gained trust of clients like Unilever, ITC, Pindalco Industries, and top Fortune 500 companies availing our products and services.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hacklab Podcast, where we dive into critical topic shaping industries and society. Today, we explore safety standards in construction with our esteemed guest, Mr. Vishal Shah. With over 30 years of experience in construction, project management, and safety auditing, Mr. Shah brings unparalleled expertise to discuss how safety standards, innovation, and cultural transformation have redefined the Indian construction landscape. Join us today as we uncover challenges, progress, and a vision for a safer future in this vital industry. Thank you, Vishal sir, for joining with us today.
Thank you.
So, as we start our conversation today, I would request you to introduce yourself for our audience.
Hello, everyone. Myself, Vishal Shah, and I am carrying around 30 years of professional experience in the field of hardcore construction industry. And I have worked with sub-industries like construction of residential, commercial, institutional, industrial, hospitality, hospital, tall structures, etc. construction, and other than sub industries like transmission line, substation, oil and gas, railway, etc. My key functional areas where my career spanned is execution, project management, safety management, quality management, and ISO management standards. Thank you, Amba.
Okay, sir, great. We have a lot to learn from you today. Let's start with the first question. Sir, can you describe the state of safety practices in the Indian construction industry when you began your career?
When I started my career back in mid 90s, the term safety was almost unheard. The practices were never there. The practices, when we say safety practices, the practices were never there. Except some big companies, no other companies were serious about safeties. But in the meantime, India started its growth story in that decade in able leadership of Prime Minister and of our Finance Minister. And many international companies started taking interest in Indian market as well as in Indian construction industry also. In 1998, International Labour Organization, that is ILO, though it was established back in 1919 after World War One. So ILO adopted a declaration of 4 fundamental principles. That is freedom of expression, stop discrimination, stop child labor, and stop forced labors. So implementation of safety in real meaning in Indian construction industry probably started in that decade.
Sir, what are some of the key challenges the industry has faced in implementing safety measures in its early days?
So many challenges were there which industry faced to implement safety measures in those days. But if I sum of them, I sum upon some of them, and not limited to, but we can say vague safety rules and policies. The safety rules and policies were very vague. There was no standardization was there. Then insufficient resources. The management in the organization were unaware and probably unwilling also towards safety. And assumption that safety is the responsibility of only safety personnel, though that practice is still relevant nowadays. Inadequate commitment towards occupational health and safety, lack of spreading awareness among workers for safety culture, and lack of trainings. So trainings in safety were very few trainings were there.
Okay. Sir, how have ISO standards like ISO 45001 influenced safety practices in Indian construction industry?
ISO 45000, the first version of ISO 45000 has come very recently in 2018. And earlier, the management standard was scattered by BS OSHA's 18001 and OSHA requirements were relevant. Now, both the version not only talk about the safety, but also they talk about occupational health. So in OSHA or OSHA's or management standards, when we talk about it is occupational health and safety. And ISO 45000 is more refined version against OSHA's 18001 and also it standardizes the management standard requirements of ISO. ISO management standard standardizes the safety requirements horizontally, hence the workers don't find gaps when they work with different organizations. So these I can say these are the advantages of having ISO standards for 45001 and other standards.
Okay. And sir, what role have government regulations played in improving safety and what gaps still need addressing?
Yeah, governments since start when we got independence and the role of government started in those era. So if we see the Constitution of India, so there are several articles which takes care of safety and health of the workers. Like Article 21 caters about basic requirements of workers for protection of life and personal liberty of person. Then Article 24 talks about no child labor. No child labor should be inducted in construction industry. or any other industry. Then Article 39E talks about health and strength of workers shouldn't be abused. And Article 39F talks about children getting opportunities in healthy manner. Article 42 insists governments to provide just and human conditions of work. So apart from Constitution of India, central governments have established organizations like National Safety Council of India, Central Labour Institute, National Institute of Occupational Health. Then state governments have established welfare boards, and parliaments have passed important acts like BOCW Act, Workmen Compensation Act, Factories Act, etc. And recently in 2020, Labour Bill was passed, revised Labour Bill was passed, and Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code has been released. So government is continuously making efforts to fill the gaps by insisting to implement safety requirements by as many organizations as possible.
Okay. Can you share an example of a project where safety practices significantly impacted its success?
Yes, so safety practices significantly impacted its success, and the classic example I will say Delhi Metro. Right. So Delhi Metro project is been implemented since last two to 3 decades, and since beginning the DMRC, that is the organization which builds Delhi Metro, it has established stringent safety criteria for construction of metro railways. And the criteria are so classic and yet relevant that in India, wherever the metro construction is being planned, the DMRC model is adopted, be it in construction or be it in safety or quality requirements.
Okay. So in India, in today's date, there's a lot of construction which is going on in different sectors, be it building the bridges or tunnels, or a lot of infrastructure projects are going on. So how do you see like construction is a major part of infrastructure economy, and do you see like we have sufficient safety measures now being implemented?
Yeah, so currently, as you rightly mentioned, that currently the infrastructure development is at its peak, and wherever part of the country when we go, then the infrastructure development in terms of maybe of public infrastructure, or it may be a private infrastructure, or it may be a public-private partnership. So infrastructure, it is at its peak, and there are technologies are used for enhancing safety in construction. And we can say, though India, there are the early days, these are the early days, but still many organizations starting using technologies like wearable technologies, like so the vital signs of the workers and location tracking, then fall detection, hazardous material, etc., can easily be tracked using wearable technologies. Then at some part of the country, drones and aerial surveillance are taking place for accident investigation or for site inspection and progress tracking. Then virtual reality and augmented reality, so on-site assistance and safety trainings can be conducted using VR and AR. Then Internet of Things, hazard detection, environmental and atmosphere monitoring, and monitoring of equipments can be done using IoT. Then BIM, collaboration and communication, real-time updates and risk assessment is possible. And everyone's current favorite is AI. So safety compliance, decision making and predictive analysis is possible using AI. So the construction industry has started using technology at very widespread level.
Okay. And so what are some most common misconceptions about safety in construction, and how can they be addressed?
Yes, I like your question, because this is the point where a lot of discussion happens at seminars and even organizations. Like, I agree with you that there are many misconceptions take place for safety in construction, and the first misconception is that you provide the personal protective equipment like hats or hard hats or jackets or safety shoes, and they are enough to protect the workers. But actually, people don't understand that the PPEs are at the bottom of the pyramid for control of hazards. So they should, and at the top it is elimination of hazards. So elimination, then substitution, then engineering controls, then administrative controls are there, and PPEs come at the last. So the PPEs are enough for protect workers is probably the first and biggest misconception. Another misconception is safety is solely responsibility of safety personnel. Like I mentioned earlier also, where it was in the 90s when the safety implementation started, that was misconception was there. And currently this misconception also is there, where people are not much aware about what are the safety requirements. Then another misconception is workers only need safety training when they are initially hired. But actually they need safety trainings intermittently and as and when required also. And if they don't require also, then safety is the topic, then continuous training and awareness is required. In the same manner, even workers and many organization misconception is there that experienced workers don't need safety training. So safety training should be horizontal for everyone, and all employees should be trained for safety. Then implementing safety is too expensive. Agree that for safety implementation and the safety implementation can be costlier at early phase and initial phase. But on longer run, what will happen that if incidents and accidents are eliminated, then in long run, the safety investment in safety is always cheaper. Then another misconception is safety slows down the pace of the project, right? But what happens that in India, probably we are having too many workers available, right? In Western world, the workers are in scarce, but in India, too many workers are available. So what happens that people don't have value of human life. If the safety is implemented, and it may hamper the pace of the project, but if even a single life, even one person's life is being saved, then it is investment. And last, I will say that safety can be addressed only by adopting culture of safety, right? So safety can be, it is a culture. Safety is not practice, or safety is not, we can say, temporary phase, right? So safety is a culture, and in true meaning, if the organization adopts it, so all these misconceptions can be addressed.
Great, sir. I think this is a very important conversation, a very important topic for everyone
correct.
in our audience. Yes. Moving forward, what steps can companies take to move from compliance-driven to culture-driven safety practices?
So probably you have given the answer of the question what you are asking, from compliance-driven to culture-driven. You are right. So what happens that any practices or any implementation, there are two ways. Either it can be punishment or it can be incentive, right? So if someone is parking his vehicle in front of my gate, and if I will say that don't park here, then probably they will not understand. But if I will say that you don't park here, but if you park somewhere else, I will give you 5 rupees, then probably he will park at other place. So incentive, not necessarily always incentive works. So punishment, initially government cannot provide incentive for all the implementations. So government has to start with the penalizing actions. So what happens that the organizations, as you rightly mentioned, compliance driven. So whatever the requirements are there, the organization complied. And by complying, they adopt the safety practices. But they have to imbibe the safety in their culture, organization's culture, right? So it is possible only by, we can say, leadership, commitment, and clear communication. So the leadership of the organization, they have to start from the leadership, and leaders and seniors should lead by example. Then development and implementation of positive culture of reporting near misses and incidents. So near misses, many organizations consider that if they report near miss, then it will be negative for them. But actually, near miss is a leading parameter, right? It is not a lagging parameter. And incidents also, smallest of the incidents, they should be reported so that any analysis, whoever is doing the analysis, he can have clear picture. Then providing training for all levels. Yeah, the training type and training topic can be different, or the criteria to provide training that may be different for different level of people. But providing trainings is key. Then consult and involve employees. This is also requirement of ISO 45001 also. So the workers or employees should be consulted. So if they consult, it is possible that smallest of the top point is, if they are consulting employees or workers, and smallest of the top point is discuss with them, and the management can understand that even for the doing the smallest of the we can say effort, the big problem can be avoided. And continual improvement, which is definitely it is any ISO management standard requirement.
Okay. Sir, in your experience, how can training and awareness programs transform safety at the work?
Just discuss about trainings and awareness programs, right? So we also discuss about culture. So it will start with culture and build safety culture in the organization. And workers who have worked with different organizations may have different understanding about the requirements and implementation of the safety topics. But training and awareness programs put the employees on the same page in terms of understanding the requirement and in terms of the implementing. So in case of any emergency, the response of each worker should be same and aligning the requirements. So for that, training and awareness program are very much important.
Sure. Sir, as we are moving towards the final chapter of our podcast, what is your vision for the future of safety in the Indian construction industry, and what role will innovation play moving forward?
My vision for future of safety in Indian construction industry is definitely that the smallest of the organization of India build the safety culture within themselves and adopt bare minimum safety standards to make their employees and workers safe in all manners. Right. Also, workers need to align themselves towards safety and to understand that if they don't follow the safety standards, the results may be drastic for himself and others, or for both. And some of the innovation, as you mentioned about innovations, that we discussed about some of the innovations which are being currently used in Indian construction industry. But there are some innovations we are currently probably not being used, or they are being just heard. But I would like to see the innovations like exoskeletons, then robotics and automations, 3D printing, more and more precast constructions, AI-powered safety cameras, smart hard hats, which gives the wearer the data of the wearer to the people. So these are the innovations I would definitely like to that they are being used in Indian construction industry.
Nice. Thank you, Vishal sir, for giving us your time today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this enlightening conversation with Mr. Vishal Shah. We hope this episode offered valuable insights into the evolution of safety in Indian construction, highlighting the importance of innovation and culture. Let's continue working together forward a future where safety is a priority, not an afterthought. Don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambar. And please make yourself safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.